front. We have joysticks that allow the player to move and rotate. However, it was discovered that the player moves with their arms still open. It's like a crucifix. Very unreasonable. We should animate it. This lesson, we will learn the packaging and application of animation components. In this game, both players and zombies are animated. The player is standing. Move forward. Back. Death animation effect. Zombies have idle moving, attacking, and death animations. So, we can control the playback of all animations. Packaged as a component. Designed as an abstract class. Animation playback for players and zombies. Inherit this abstract class. However, before the design, we need to give you a brief introduction first. Content related to animation in our engine API. Open a browser. Go to the API page. Find animation. Of which animation? This class is used to control the playback of animations. This class is used to create and manage animation clips. What is animation editing? In layman's terms, it's an animation clip. When we imported player resources earlier, already imported, you can find it in the project window. Search clip found. Or on the right. Select an animation clip. You can filter it out. In addition, there is also an animation place setting in the API. This class is used to represent the settings for animation playback. When we package the animation component, the APIs used are these. Due to the ease of using the API, we won't go into detail here. You can check it out after class. So let's see. How should animation components be encapsulated? Let's create an animation controller base file. Press Fr then Ctrl+C to copy. Double-click to open. Ctrl+V paste, change the class name to match the file name. Then use abstract to decorate the class, representing an abstract class. Abstract classes cannot be materialized directly, can only be inherited by subclasses. So, generally, some common properties and methods of subclasses are distilled into abstract classes. Since it is an animation playback component, definitely requires a component of type animation. To manage animation clips and control the playback of animations, so it needs to be in this class. Declare a member variable of type animation. At that time, can get the animation component bound in the editor. Because we're going to animate the players at that time. So, can be on the player node first. Add animation component. Here we go. We need to add animation clips to the animation component. In the animation class, there is an add clip method. Use it to edit animations. Add to animation component. Generally, there are multiple animations that need to be played in the subclass. How to avoid adding duplicate animations? We can declare a private property. The name used to store the animation clip. Before adding a cartoon segment, first check whether the animation clip name exists in the array. Exists without adding. Add if it doesn't exist. Then provide an add anim clip method. Used to transfer the specified animation clip. Add to the animation component with the specified name. This method is modified with protected to allow access to a class or its subclasses in the same package. This method sets 3 parameters. Indicate the animation clip to be added, the animation name, and the playback settings respectively. To avoid adding duplicate fragments, make a judgment before adding. If you want to add the name of the animation clip already exists in the array, then return directly. Then, according to whether there are playback settings, call the game engine API to add. After successful addition, record the name of the animation clip you just added to the array. And then there's a way to play back the animated clips. You can see in the animation class of the engine API, crossfade and how to play. These 2 methods can be used to play animation clips. According to these 2 methods, we know to play an animation clip, you definitely need to provide an animation name. Transition time. Whether to play immediately. Equal parameter. So we encapsulate a play anim method. Set 3 parameters. The last parameter is play is optional. Indicates whether to play immediately. Then we also need to record the animation that is playing. Prevent the playing animation from being played again from the beginning. If the current node does not have an animation component, definitely can't play animations. Then return directly. Here we go. Check if the name of the animation clip to be played exists. If it doesn't exist, it can't continue. Need to go back directly. The animation clip you want to play is already playing. You don't need to play it again. Avoid repeated playback. If the animation to be played is the current animation, then return. Otherwise, modify the current animation name and the animation name to play. And finally, according to playback settings, select the appropriate method to play the animation. If the optional parameter is play has a value, indicates that it needs to be played immediately. Then call the play method of animation to play immediately. And stop the playback of all other animations on the current component. Otherwise call the crossfade method. Fade in animation clips for a specified period of time. After the abstract class is written, let's write another subclass player animation. Inherit from this abstract class. This class is used to control the player's animation playback. The player has for states idle, forward, backward, and dead. Corresponds to the animation clips. The death animation only needs to be played once. Other animations need to be played in a loop. So we set up to animation playback modes. Then call the add anim clip method of the parent class in the onStart method. Add the animated clips. They're idle, moving, falling back, dead. Note that the death animation playback mode is single play. The rest is a loop. Last play default animation. During the test, you can modify the default animation. View animation playback effects. Then add the animation component to the player node. We have just added. Add player animation custom script component. Then filter the animation clips in the project window. Drag the corresponding animation clip to the right. Bind animation components as players. Then run the test. after encapsulating the animation component. If you need to apply animation effects to other objects in the game, same thing. Let's review the content of this lesson together. Packaging and application of animation components. The engine APIs involved are: the engine APIs involved are animation, animation clip, animation play setting. And the strategy that we use when encapsulating is functions related to playing animations, encapsulated into an abstract class. Then the subclass can inherit it. In an abstract class, mainly provides methods for adding animation clips and how to play animations. When adding, the final call is the animation add clip method. You need to pass the animation clip, animation name, and playback settings. In addition, for easy operation, we need to use an array to record the animation name. Then provide a way to play the animated clip. There's a series of judgments you have to make. The final call is from the engine API. The final call is the play method or crossfade method of animation in the engine API. After class, everyone encapsulates it by themselves. Realize the playback of player animations.